lot going on here. If we have a look here, Bitcoin sitting at $25,695, down almost 3% on the day. We've got Ethereum sitting at $1,743, down almost 5% on the day. We've got Solana sitting at about $15, down about 15% on the day. Just to put this all into perspective, I mean, if you have a look here, we've had a huge drop in the last couple of hours. This red line over here that we're looking at, and yeah, there's reasons for all of this. But just jumping here, just to put it into more perspective, this is the last 24 hours. Everything is down. There is not one green. Okay, there's one. Mostly everything is down. We got Ape down 20% on the day, but really, really not looking great. Sand down 20%. And as we said earlier, Solana down 15%. Really not looking good. And then just looking at them according to market capital, but on the day, you got your biggest ones here: BNB down 8%, Matic down 20% on the day, Link 14%, AVAX down 17%, XRP down 5%. This is just the last 24 hours. ADA down 12%. There's your Solana over there. So we're going to talk about why and take you through it. Is it time to panic? Is it time to buy? Is it time to sell? Like, and what is causing this? What is this last 24 hours being caused by? So the first thing is just to recap, and I think everyone knows by now, we've got the SEC suing Binance. So they're coming out here. The Binance charges are quite serious. It's against Binance US. Obviously, Binance has got the US division and then a completely separate business, which is Binance International. And this is specifically against the US division. Quite honestly, if you do have money on Binance US, I do think that you should take it off. Because we've got the SEC trying to freeze all the assets as well of Binance US and really going after them quite heavily. They released this document over here. They filed 13 charges against Binance entities and against their founder. And a lot of those charges are quite serious. I'm not going to take you through it, but that's basically what we need to know. I'm sure you know all about it by now. We've then also got the SEC suing Coinbase. Now, this one is a bit more interesting because Coinbase and the SEC have been in talks for quite a while. Coinbase is a publicly listed company in the US. They went to the SEC for permission before doing so, which was given. And the charges against Coinbase are a lot less serious. And Brian Armstrong there is definitely going to be defending it. But they've got charges, and their charges against Coinbase are basically saying that they've been trading assets which are securities and unregistered securities. Coinbase has come out and said, look, we've been trying to get clarification from the SEC for a long time on what is a security and what isn't. They don't even know, and that they're going to be defending it. And so the Coinbase side is a lot less serious than the Binance side. SEC seems to be going after both of them, but less severely on the Coinbase side. Now, when they do it, they do have when the SEC announced it, they do have their quotations here. And the one they did for Coinbase is you simply can't ignore the rules because you don't like them or because you prefer a different one. The consequences for investing public are far too great. While Coinbase's calculated decisions may have allowed it to earn billions, it's done so at the expense of investors by depriving them of protections to which they are entitled. So, look, the SEC, in my opinion, has got ulterior motives over here, but we do have even guys like Moody's, who are rating agencies, saying that, Coinbase can face serious consequences, even more so for Binance. So, there's no secret here that we have got the Coinbase going after, sorry, we've got the SEC going after crypto heavily. And you want to understand why it threatens their revenue. If you've got crypto, you can trade it without it being under their eyes, and therefore they don't necessarily get the taxes they would on it. And they're clearly coming out and attacking crypto across the board. Even the founder of the SEC office has told everyone to get out of crypto. Now, they also want, the US also wants liquidity for their banks. So they're trying to scare you to get out of crypto. And we've got all of this going on at the same time. But the big thing that catapulted the the exchanges today is Robinhood. So Robinhood's an exchange, and we've got Robinhood saying that they're going to delist Cardano, Polygon, and Solana tokens in the next 3 weeks. So they've given a date. The reason that they've chosen these tokens is because we've got the SEC naming certain tokens in their case against Coinbase, saying that the SEC is saying that these tokens are securities. Just because the SEC says that they are securities does not mean they are, but it means that there's going to be court cases which are going to determine whether they are. And if you look here, these are a list of what they named. And so the ones that have been named here, Solana, Matic, and Polygon, Robinhood is saying, look, this is not our fight. We want to get out of this. Let Coinbase and Binance do their thing. We're going to, in the meantime, to list any of these coins which may be securities, Cardano, Polygon, and Solana, and later on we can come back and add them on if we want to. But for now, we're going to delist them. And if you are holding these tokens on Robinhood by the date that they've given, which is the 27th of June, they will automatically sell those tokens for you and convert it to USD. And this has really caused the runaway train today. So Robinhood is one exchange, but there's a lot of speculation that other US exchanges are going to follow suit. They're going to say, look, to be extra cautious, we are going to temporarily delist these tokens that may be securities, because if we keep these tokens on our exchange, we now, knowing that the SEC is saying that they believe these are securities, we may be knowingly trading in securities. So this is not something we want to do. We're going to start delisting. And so that is the speculation that's going on, and that has caused what we are seeing at the moment. So we're seeing here that the ones that they've listed are ones that they are saying is where the Howey test would come into play. And now the Howey test is a law from like 50 years ago to determine what is a security. A lot of crypto guys have said correctly so that the Howey test needs to be revised. But basically for now, case law goes, the Howey test is what we look at. And there's 4 criteria which determine whether something is a security or not. Number 1, was there an investment of money? So did you buy some tokens? Did you invest some money? Number 2, in a common enterprise. Number 3, did you expect profit by doing so? And number 4, would that profit have come from the efforts of others? And if it is all 4 of those things, then it is by law considered a security. Now, obviously, we need a court of law to determine whether it is a security. And in some ways, this is all quite bullish, because it means that finally we are going to get legal rulings on what is a security, whether they are securities. Is the Howey test outdated? We know it's from 1946. Maybe it will get rewritten here. And I think something that people need to understand is that this is a long-term thing. These court cases against Coinbase and Binance are going to take years and years and years before we get proper finality on them. However, there is going to be this uncertainty, especially in the US. Now, even if all of this is labeled as securities in the US, this only really affects the US. Now, yes, the US is a massive market, but it's not going to kill crypto altogether. So the question is, you come here and you look here and you see tokens down 20, 30% in the last day. Is now the best buying opportunity of your life, or is now time to be cautious? Now, my personal opinion, not financial advice, is now is a time to be cautious, especially with anything that could be considered a security. So we know that Bitcoin is probably the only one that isn't a security for sure. We know that. So is it a good time to buy Bitcoin? Possibly. If your long-term horizon is long, then it is, whether it goes to 20,000 or stays 25,000. But I would be cautious buying anything that might be considered a security at this particular point. It's high risk. And yeah, that's the whole story of what is going on at the moment and what has caused this crypto FUD that we are seeing.